So upon returning from the Great Escapade, I felt kind of relieved to be home, especially after a journey where I'm put in very challenging new environments.
Oh, I hit it!
Being able to step out on this journey gave me a wider perspective.
Doing this has taught me that life can really be a great escapade if you're only willing and open to look for new experiences and put yourself outside your comfort zone.
So I thought, why not tap on some of the lessons I've learned on my previous journeys and find new experiences right where I'm at.
Yes, look, animal. Yes.
Because life can be a great escapade,
Fly free, little bird.
even if you're at home.
On top is where honey is.
And since eating is a universal joy, I'll serve up meals inspired by each escapade. The time spent with the Jahai tribe during my previous journey was unforgettable in many ways. The bond within the tribe and the responsibility as a man of a tribe stayed with me for a long time.
Growing up, I was very close with my family. Having so many siblings, we've always had big meals around the table. I'm the eldest son. I'll always kind of try to be the one who's gathering everyone together, helping my mom to organize family dinners on special occasions. Nowadays, with my family, we're all kind of spread out in different countries and realizing that, we weren't spending as much time as we could or we should. And when my dad passed away, that kind of brought it really into focus that we wanted to spend more time with each other and make sure that familial bond is still there.
In my final escapade, I want to explore caring for my own tribe. Something that's important to me, but not what I've been consistently intentional with. And one person comes to mind immediately.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, good.
So my sister, Belinda, is from my dad's first marriage. That's why she's half Polish. She and I connect very well. We take ownership over our work, and that's what we bonded over. So I wanted to talk to you about this idea I had. Well, you know how we make pierogis, right?
Mm.
So
I can't fly up to do this right now, right?
Yeah, but we can just start discussing it. This is something, for the future. I was thinking if we could do something where I'd like to sell pierogis. I've been looking for a way to work with my sister, and we've been kicking around the idea of doing something with pierogis because it's the way that we bonded together as brother and sister. It was her teaching me how to make pierogis. It's something we do when I go over to visit her when she comes here.
Pierogi are the quintessential Polish food. From savory fillings like cheese and potatoes to sweet stuffings like berries, you'd be hard-pressed to find a Pole who doesn't love a good dumpling.
You are making pastry by hand, right?
Yeah, sure. Yes, we'll be making pastry by hand. Okay.
Thank you.
With some machine help.
No, it's not the same. I keep telling you. It's not the same.
It's different when you're making it for 8 people and we're making it for 80 people a day.
It's artisan.
I think if we got this business venture off the ground, it would bring us closer because I know that she's very honest with me. We're able to work very quickly that way because we know it comes from a place of love. I think we can both think about the mood we want to do and try and get some samples together. I'm also going to go think about the flavors we want to do.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, see you soon.
All right, see you.
All right, love you, bye.
Now that I've been tasked to kickstart this family project, my pierogi escapade begins. And there's no better way to understand Polish cuisine than to meet some Polish people, in the most unlikely of places, no less.
Hello. Hi, Thomas. Anthony, nice to meet you. Hi.
Hi, Anna.
Anna, hi, Anthony.
We brought some breakfast, so just
Okay.
have a seat and
Thank
enjoy
you so
with us.
much. Wow, so what are we having? You got carrot cake, some chichongpan.
Don't let their breakfast orders fool you. They may seem to know our local hawker fare, but Polish cuisine is where their expertise truly lies. Tomasz and Anya are the couple behind Polish Food Stories, a blog that, well, you guessed it, tells stories behind Polish food.
When we came here 9 years ago, it was like 100 plus people.
Oh, okay.
So now it's more than 1,000, definitely. Sometimes we are organizing the, barbecues in Labrador Park or in East Coast.
Okay.
Just to...
Needless to say, traditional Polish cuisine is what the Poles bond over. For Tomasz and Anya, the best place to shop for ingredients for these gatherings is none other than our local wet markets.
Getting onions?
Yeah.
What are you getting the onions for?
Okay, this will be for stuffing for the pierogi.
And also we take the potato.
Potato is
Where
here.
the potato.
Yeah,
Okay,
those?
here.
Hello. Yeah, so one chicken please. No head. No head. Yeah, no head.
You've really made your little home here now.
Yeah.
Of course, I feel like Poland. Poland, we
Yeah.
also have a nice market because all the time this is the fresh ingredients.
To give me a well-rounded experience, we are going beyond the ingredients. So I've been invited to Tomasz and Anya's home for a more in-depth pierogi education.
How important are pierogies to your culture, to Polish culture?
Pierogi is very important from Polish family, especially for Christmas time. Usually we eat pierogi with sauerkraut and white mushroom,
Can you say what goes inside your filling? Potatoes?
potato, onion, and cheese.
And what do you call the name of the cheese in
Twaróg.
Faruk?
Twaróg, or people simply call it white cheese.
White cheese,
But it's
okay.
twaróg. The traditional name is twaróg.
9 years ago, when I came to Singapore, it's not possible find the cottage cheese, and I make myself.
Can you teach me, show me how you do it?
Okay, of course, I show you.
So what do we need?
Yeah, guys.
The,
I can help you.
Yeah, thanks.
All prepared, okay.
The
So this is
cream.
full cream milk,
Yes.
not skim milk, huh?
No.
Yogurt
Yogurt and
and sour cream.
And sour cream, okay.
yeah.
And these are the only three ingredients we
Yes,
need?
only
Okay.
this. Yeah.
I'm on this exploration to find out more about pierogies. Sitting down with Anya and Tomasz gave me another insight into the ingredients they use and specifically the flavors and the quality. The cheese in particular stood out for me because what they call cottage cheese is just an approximation of what they really use, which is called faruk. And it's a much drier cheese, it's got a much more tangy flavor.
Okay, it's ready.
Okay, that was pretty simple.
Yeah, very.
We don't need to boil it or anything
no,
like that?
No, after 4 days, you need to heat.
Heat. So do you think I could bring home some of this because I want to make pierogies using this cheese now because I think I've been doing it the wrong way.
Yeah, I give you this.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Thank you for sharing with me.
Yeah.
So the flavor when I tried Anya's pierogies was completely different to what I've been cooking. And now that's making me rethink everything I thought I knew about pierogies. Thank you so much, guys. It's really opened my eyes to the different ingredients. Just tasting the cheese, all this, it's kind of changed my perspective on what Polish cooking is. I love a good dumpling. I think anybody will love really yummy fillings in a little sack. Easy to eat, pop in your mouth. And I think it's universal. Almost every culture has some kind of dumpling. I'm here today to do a bit of research on dumplings and what really makes up a dumpling. And I want to see what would make a good filling, what are some alternative fillings that we could put in. Typically, when I'm researching my own recipes, is to kind of break it down to the building blocks of a dish. So here, taking the idea of a dumpling and simplifying it even further to say that it's anything that's wrapped in some kind of skin. So we have a flavorful filling and then we have a skin just to contain it all. And that kind of expands the idea of a dumpling to all these different goods, whether they're baked goods, fried, or steamed, or in soup. And that's a good way for me to kind of frame the problem and find a solution to what I'm trying to create.
All that dumpling, and I'm still hungry for more.
Hello, hi.
Welcome. Come on in.
Nice to meet you, Anthony.
Peter, how are you?
Apart from pierogi, my knowledge of Polish cuisine and culture is scant. To help me with that, I'm expanding my Polish network with Peter and Gosia. Since settling down in Singapore about 2 years ago, they've been cooking traditional Polish food to stay connected to their heritage.
You have donuts in
And
Poland?
I may have chosen the best time to visit.
Okay, so I'm excited to make some sausage with you. How do we get started?
Because Peter is making a new batch of kibasa, or Polish sausages.
So where did you learn to make sausage from?
I learned it many years ago, basically through my father, and that came from his father.
So this recipe has been passed down.
It's been passed down, but it's been altered a little bit. But when I say a little bit, I mean like, for example, I might like a little bit more garlic.
So it's the same basic recipe, but you add a bit of yourself to the history as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
It's pretty much just pork,
Okay.
all pork. Take it, throw it into the hopper.
Okay.
So yeah, this is the intestines.
Okay.
Open it up a little bit. You want to start putting it on, and just keep going.
Ah, okay. Okay, so we're just gonna crank it now. Oh, this is a good arm workout. Making sausage with Peter was a real eye-opening experience. That was really, really nice to see the care that he puts into making the sausage. The fact that he revived this recipe that he was taught by his father, and it's his way of connecting back to his culture, to his heritage, to his family. So it's safe to eat. I wish you guys could smell what I'm smelling, like all the smoke. I can smell the seasoning. Shall we cut into it?
Let's do it.
For you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers.
Amazing.
But what's good food without people to share it with?
Everything here is pretty much Polish.
What have we got?
So we got meat pierogi,
Okay.
pączki, Polish donuts,
Donuts.
filled with jam. I'm telling you, they're to die for. I smoke the ham and the bacon.
So is this a big part of the Polish culture to have, like this table full of heaving with food and a lot of friends, parties?
Generally, yes.
I think that Polish and Singaporean people share this
Yeah.
thing that always the tables are overflowing with food, either in Poland or in Singapore.
It's great, isn't it?
And now we get fat very fast.
No, but it's such
But
a
the
great way
food
to
connect
bond.
people, right?
Yep.
Exactly. I think that's what we have in common. I have a half sister and she's Polish as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I think that's where we have connected over food. Like I'll make pierogies with her, and we always.
Really? You can
yeah.
make pierogi?
I try. I don't think as well as Gosia does or my sister does. The idea of a meal is to bring everyone together. And I realized that something we share in common with the Polish community in Singapore is to have these big family meals where everything's kind of shared family style. And there's a sense of community that comes together when you're gathered around the table. This is pork.
It's pork and chicken.
This is
Pork and chicken, and you shred it up.
Yes.
That's a lot of effort because it's not minced, it's actually shredded up. So you shred it by hand, as I can
And,
see, and that takes a lot of time.
Chicken liver, onion.
That's what I'm tasting. Learning today with Gosia and Peter about these recipes, what's interesting is that these were things they all picked up from their family that were passed on through generations. And that's something that reminds me very much of being in the Jahai tribe, where they're taught how to hunt and to gather and to use the blowpipe or identify things in nature that they could use. And in the same way, Peter and Gosia are being taught these recipes that were handed down to them as a way to nourish and provide for themselves and their own families. This is so much better than any pierogi I've ever made. I'm just gonna say to my sister, this is at least as good as yours. Might be a little bit better. Learning about pierogis today, there was so much more that I didn't know. I'm always used to what my sister makes, which is the potato and cheese one. But today I discovered the meat one, which is chicken and pork, and that was really, really nice. Being invited to someone's home and having a meal like this, you know how much effort is put into it. Yeah. It's a great way of saying, I love you. I love you, little pierogi.
This escapade is all about my tribe, my family. Now that the Pierogi project with my sister is underway, it's time to shift my attention to the most important woman in my life.
And these buns? These buns? They look nice.
This morning, I took my mom to go shopping for some plants. I know she's been wanting to tidy up the balcony a little bit, replace some old dead plants that weren't looking so great.
I want one more maiden hair.
This one?
Okay.
My mom is the only one living in the house with me right now. So I see her every day, every morning before I go to work.
Oh, there. That's the one. That's the one.
So you want one of these?
2.
With my dad gone and all my brothers are living outside the house or overseas, you know, I've taken it upon myself to make sure she's looked after now. I think in that sense, it's made us closer, especially over the past year or so since my dad passed away. Okay, you got your maidenhair ferns.
I think you can put the hydrangeas on that table too. They probably need some sun.
I feel like I can talk to her about anything that's going on in my life, and that's really good to have. There.
Yeah, that's nice. Okay.
Hit you in the face when you walk in. She's also, I think, one of the people who inspired me to love cooking because she always, you know, used to cook huge meals for the family.
Turn it around again. I want the pink to be picked up by the tablecloth, the pink in the tablecloth. No, some more.
What difference does it make?
Okay, the other way around then. Okay, that's nice.
Okay, I'm done.
All right.
The thing with families is, once you're part of the tribe, you've got to be ready to be summoned when help is needed.
Hello, everyone.
Hi guys, dzień dobry.
Nice. What have we got here?
Yeah, we
so
make dumplings.
Today we make a lot of dumplings. So there is a Polish event where we need to make 330 dumplings. Can you imagine?
330 dumplings, okay. So you guys got different colored doughs. So one is yours, Anya, and one is yours, Gosha?
Yes.
Okay. It was really nice to see Peter and Gosha there. Just shows you how tight-knit and small the Polish community is here.
And they connect over events, such as this pierogi party that my new Polish friends are preparing for.
Normally, when we do pierogi at home in Poland, all families involved.
Like,
Yes.
For one person, it's too much work.
Yeah, it's hard for one person to do.
but it's not that much fun then, yeah?
Yes.
So if you do it alone.
Yeah.
Like that? Is that okay?
Yeah, perfect.
That was a great learning experience for me. It's always so much more special and authentic when you can learn from families who've been making it all their lives, and it's recipes that are passed down. I'm just cooking some of the pierogis I made for Peter and Tomasz to taste, and hopefully they like it. Okay guys, so we've got Gosha's pierogis, we've got Anya's pierogis, and we've got my pierogis. Now they all look different, they taste different, but I thought it'd be interesting to see if the husbands could actually tell the difference. So I did a blind taste test with the two husbands, Peter and Tomasz, to get them to see if they could spot which was the imposter pierogi, so to speak. There you go.
That one was pretty good.
And let's grab the second one. Okay, here you go, Peter. So how is this one different from the first one?
I feel a bit more onion.
More onion, a little bit more pepper.
Okay. Let's taste the last one. Got it. Peter, which one do you think was Gosha's?
Number 2.
Number 2. And Tomasz, which one did you think was Anya's?
Number 3.
Number 3. Okay, let's take off the blindfolds, I think. And you guys were pretty spot on. They know their wives pretty well. And you tasted mine, which was the first dumpling. Would you say there's any differences and anything I could improve on?
You know, the fillings were a little different, but the only thing I would have added, just more onions.
More onion?
Some
Okay.
onions in. But otherwise, it was good.
I wouldn't get kicked out of a Polish home, would I?
No, of course not.
Okay. you know, learning all this new stuff about pierogies and, you know, how to add that bit more authenticity to it, that's inspired me to, you know, get my own family together for a meal, but not just to sit down and eat, but obviously to make it with me because, you know, part of what I've learned is nobody makes pierogies alone.
So today, I've gathered my relatives to help me with dinner preparations.
So you guys have all eaten the pierogi that we made with Belinda, right? But you've never made it before. So
No.
we're recruiting you guys to make it. And then what you're gonna do is... So my dad being sick for a while in the last 2 years of his life, that kind of became the focus of the household here. And a lot of it was spent looking after him. And we really stopped having a lot of gatherings in the house. Since his passing, I think what I've made a very conscious effort to do is to bring the house back into a state where, you know, we could be comfortable having gatherings here. And the pierogies here, these are the ones I made.
Oh, the duck looks so good.
Who made?
I made. So I have a grandmother who's 90 years old. She would tell you I'm the closest to her out of all the grandchildren. What do you guys think of the flavors that we had here? Because I worked with some Polish families this week. So they were teaching me about their tricks for pierogi.
I think it's nice.
I really like it.
Yeah.
Doing all this stuff has given me, like, I think a lot more perspective on life. Going on all these escapades, these are all things that I never expected to do in my life. I think what I've learned is how different my life is now from before. I feel so much richer, so much more aware of the world around me and the communities around me, because otherwise, you know, I think my life would just be very monotonous in one note, and there's so much more color and excitement and things to learn and stories to hear and experiences to be gained from stepping outside of what is my comfort zone. So yeah, I would definitely do all this again.
I think you've done very well, and I'm so proud of you. My son.
Thanks, Mom.
Rodeo 天大